Hello, Johannes here. This is my latest sketchbook. I finished it yesterday, and as usual, I'm going to show it to you page after page. And once again, I apologize for my accent. And also, this time I have to turn it in several directions because the format is different. So this was the first page of a sketchbook with thin paper, and I had to cut this one out and I stuck it here instead. Here's an illustration for a book I'm making. Carries. That's inspired by a CD cover, an album cover from John Z, the Sigur Rós singer, if you know the group. Something based on the audio, the 10th Doctor audio, Sword of the Chevalier. I really like this one. Another illustration from my book. Illustrations. Something won by someone on TP. These are little monsters drawn from my patrons on Patreon and TP. Curries and colors. Some things based on an SCP, a French one I wrote this year. It's a spade, and when it's near any kind of floor, the floor turns into ground, and you feel the need to dig. And if you dig enough, you end up in an endless subterranean world full of strange creatures. It's like another universe, and some guys from World War I were decided to stay there basically, and they've been there since then. And that's basically the story. One of them is non-verbal, and there's intelligent moth people, like you can see here, who are also non-verbal. That was based on the 7 Ace and Hex audio Dreamtime, which has a bit of a reputation, but I really liked it. I thought it was great. More stuff on the SCP I was talking about, something for my book. This was a commission. It's an SCP as well. More SCP things on the subterranean world. Family portrait of all the guys in the subterranean world. Something from my book again. A gift for someone on TP. More drawings from my book. Small dragon. Something based on the contrast between the original Running Up That Hill song and the placebo version. Some Iris Wild Time stuff. Something from my book. Some things from my book again. That's the Adventures of Henrietta Street fan art with the Iris Doctor and friends getting ready to go to battle. More little monsters. Dragons. You can't have enough dragons in anything, I think. The 11, with the 9 bothering him near the end of Doom Coalition. I love the 9, he's my favorite. Something for a friend who won the TP lottery again. Fitz pretending he doesn't listen to girly music. Some stuff from the book the City of the Dead, which I really loved. Stuff from my book. Something for TP again. A comic based on a scene in the book Endgame, and I really like this scene, even if I really didn't really like the book. More monsters. Pokefusions. That's basically when you cross two Pokemons together with a bot. Some Big Finish doodles. Something from my book again. And another one. A sketch for a cover I made. And that's the final sketch. The actual cover was made on a bigger format. I made this while listening to Their Finest Hour. And yeah, basically I drew stuff while listening to the entirety of Ravenous. So here's what I did while listening to How to Make a Killing in Time Travel during World of Damnation and during Sweet Salvation, which was a bit disappointing, to be completely honest, but I hope the next one will be better. Something for someone on TP again. Various things based on Tumblr prompts, like, please draw Team 5 as ABBA. Something for my book again. Oh, that's Eurovision drawings. Goodnight Moon. Oh, I love her channel. If you can check it on YouTube, just search for Goodnight Moon ASMR, and this one is from Mabel's Menagerie Dragon Egg Shopping, and it's a wonderful video. Even if you don't like ASMR, just watch her trying to sell you dragon eggs, and it's really cool. All of them have their little backstory and stuff. Little monsters for TP and Patreon. More Eurovision drawings. Something for my book again. Again, something for my book. This is fan art of an SCP, a French SCP written by a friend called Sandre, and it's about basically a mermaid scientist trying to find this mysterious fish with a horn and shells on its fins which allow it to walk on land. It's very mysterious, and there is this witch trying to find unicorns, and they're basically searching the same creature, and they kind of become friends, and I think it's really cute. That's a comic based on a book called Expedition, made by Wayne Douglas Barlow, and I really love this book. TP commission again. Stuff from my book. That's the main character petting a ghost quail. Something from my book again. You've probably noticed this is the first drawing of the sketchbook again, this one, but made a bit different. I didn't like the sky in the first one, basically. I was bored. I was waiting for my bus and I was bored, so I did this. Something for my book. That's a couple of drawings I made for Pride. Something for my book again, as you might have noticed. And again, another one. Something from my book again. London 1965! If you watched Twitch back when it was airing all Doctor Who episodes, you know exactly what this is about. That's a character from The Scarlet Empress by Paul Mars. That's the Queen of the Forest of Kesteven. Major Angela. A TP commission again for a winner. That's from a show I've never watched, by the way. It's called The Librarians. I'm kind of curious, but I haven't watched it yet. Something for my book again. Oh, I discovered Backpost, and it's so cute. And I had to draw it. It was too cute. Something for my book again. That's the main character's neighbor, who's looking after bagpipes. So you have to keep one of their eggs on your head. So since they can't see very well, they all believe it's their egg. So they don't walk away. And it's okay. That's stuff from another SCP I drew with a lot of extinct animals, but it's a bit complicated to explain, so I don't think I will. Something else from my book. Again, this other SCP with a lot of extinct animals. That was a commission from this summer, and the person still hasn't paid me, and I'm kinda angry about that. Another TP commission. Something from my book. A comic happening after Storm Warning and before Sword of Orion. Basically, it's Charlie discovering the TARDIS and picking a room and being disappointed because the TARDIS immediately moved that room at the end of the corridor because the TARDIS doesn't like paradoxes very much, and Charlie is basically a walking one. I had this idea on the bus while going to work. It's basically fits in the prologue of Silent Hill 2, and it was a lot funnier in my head. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. The doctor can't remember his own damn name half the time. It was a lot funnier in my head. That's the scene where 8 and Fitz meet in the Taint. And I don't know why there isn't more fan art of this. Again, Fitz and 8. Some little monsters. And more here. Okay, so there's a group named Edguy. They do power metal stuff, and really over-the-top, ridiculous power metal stuff. I hear you say, what kind of power metal isn't ridiculous, but that's not the point. And there's this song on one of their latest albums, and I heard the song and I was like, oh my god, Fitz could have written that song. Like, it's completely ridiculous and over the top, and I don't know, I really like it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pretend Fitz wrote that song, and that it's about uh, compassion, hate, and Fitz running away from the Time Lords. And the song is called Space Police. So basically, yeah, the Time Lords, and this is a war TARDIS. To Fitz, Time Lords are the space police, trying to prevent them from having fun traveling in space and time. It's not finished. It needs work. Don't be so judgmental, Angie. Oh, and someone saw that the beginning where Fitz tries to hide the lyrics and run away and said, I thought it was a really embarrassing song about hate. I laughed so hard. That could have been a real possibility and I didn't think about it. Anyway, that's another illustration for my book. And basically after that, really unpleasant things started happening this year. Increasingly unpleasant things. I'm not going to talk about them, but yeah, it was really hard to take a moment to sit and draw nice things. Increasingly so. That's my Flight Rising Dragons. That's the TP commission. Yeah, that's me sorting out my grandfather's belongings, and you might have guessed one of the things that happened this year. And basically I started to have very, very morbid thoughts and dreams. That was a dream I had. I had kind of a major burnout this summer at my work because we were overworked as hell. And yeah, I'm not going to go into details, but I had a lot of problems this year. And thankfully, in late September, I found a game called Until Dawn. And that's basically my new special interest. Basically, you know, I'm a Silent Hill fan without a Silent Hill game. And that's a survival horror game where you have to save everyone. And this year, some horrible shit happened to me, and that already made me feel a lot better. But get this. This year I lost 2 members of my family, and I also very nearly lost a finger. That's this one. Yeah, and just get this. This game has a character with elocution problems and very socially awkward who lost 2 family members and another character who loses this exact same finger. Yeah, I'm not kidding. So it suddenly became weirdly relevant in my life. So yeah, I keep making comics about it. So here's one about how ambient music works a lot differently than in horror movies. Here's one about a QTE, which is completely innocent. It's a high five, but you can fail it, and it's very frustrating. Here's one where 2 characters could have derailed the entire plan and half of the plot and just do exactly that. That's a nightmare I had. Tired TARDIS travelers. Some little monsters again. And more. A Halloween drawing for the SCP Foundation. More Until Dawn fan arts with my favorite characters. One of the characters questioning Josh's motives and him making an entire list of them because his revenge motives are all over the place, seriously. Carrie's and Charlie pillow fighting, and Chris doesn't really get it. Another illustration for my book. That's the last one in the sketchbook. That was made for my wedding card. I'm getting married next year. I hope it's gonna be a much better year. That's Dado, or Dado. I don't know how you pronounce it, from the SCP Foundation. Dado makes good medicine for humans. Please trust Dado. Some more Until Dawn fan art. Well, that's too complicated to explain. That's basically an alternative universe with demons as doctors from Doctor Who. Liv and Helen, being cute, falling asleep after reading a book. I love them, and I wish there was more fan arts with them. My favorite Until Dawn post turned into a comic, because Chris here wears an insane amount of layers, and yeah, basically he saved everyone. Someone asked me to draw 8 in Silent Hill, and I couldn't check this ID today, and I had to draw it. More Until Dawn sketches, and that's basically it. That's the end. I finished this one yesterday, and the new one has a similar format. So yeah, I'm not done turning it in every direction to show it to you.